young people have identified health and well-being as a stepping stone to a prosperous life as a young person. How do they go about achieving this? To find out more, we are joined by Navisha Bechan-Sewkuran, or Sewkuran, from the she's from Corporate and Government Affairs at Mondelez, South Africa. Very good morning to you and welcome.
Hi, Elvis. Lovely being with you this morning.
First and foremost, tell me about your organization and what do you do?
Sure. So Mondelez International is a global snacking company, and in South Africa we bring you global brands such as Cadbury Dairy Milk, Oreo, Dentine, Stimorol, and of course our local favorites Lunch Bar and Chappies.
Okay.
So as part of the Mondelez International Foundation, we have been working together with our partners INMED Partnerships for Children, and we have brought through a project which is valued at 37 million rands over a 4-year period, and it is really all about focusing on health. And it's a health in action program where we really want to get into 116 schools in Johannesburg and in Port Elizabeth and impact about 120,000 kids' lives. And we're going to do this in a threefold way. We're going to look at healthy nutrition education. We're going to look at giving these kids access to fresh foods, and then getting them active, getting them up and running and playing.
Now that is very important because a healthy diet always assists with a child's upbringing, right? So tell us about the project itself and how did it start?
Fantastic. So the project started late in 2015. So we're almost hitting the 2-year mark on the project. And what we're doing is we're getting into these schools. We are educating the teachers. We are putting them through a program where they have access to information in terms of nutrition education, and they go about then imparting that knowledge onto their children. So we're looking at kids between the ages of 6 and 12. And I think that's an ideal age to get these kids, because we get them young, we educate them, we get them knowledgeable, and those principles they carry through their lives and into their adulthood.
You call it the Break Time Buddies Initiative. Why is that?
So the Break Time Buddies Initiative is a part of the entire program. And as part of the Break Time Buddies, we've identified 28 youth. And these are kids that have completed matric and completed high school, but haven't been able to qualify for tertiary education, nor have they been able to get access to the formal employment sector. So we've taken these 28 kids. We've given them both formal and practical skills in becoming what we call break time buddies, and they go into the schools on a regular basis and they assist the teachers, but more importantly they get involved during the break times at schools and teach the children about how to play safely, how to get around and moving, what's the most effective way for them to move and to keep active. So it's giving employment to these kids, but also really empowering the kids within the schooling system to have access to good break time education.
That's a fantastic initiative. Are you rolling it out only in Johannesburg and PE for now?
Yes, so the program will be run in PE in Johannesburg, and that's primarily because as Mondelez South Africa, we have our head office here in Johannesburg, and we have a manufacturing facility in Port Elizabeth. And we felt that from an employee perspective, it was important to get our people involved in the project. So be where our people, our employees are, get them to own and be part of the project. In Port Elizabeth, for example, we worked with the trade union team there to identify schools that the kids of our employees attend. So we're getting the program into a space where our employees can feel proud, but our children of our employees can also benefit.
Now, you talked about letting young people know about how to eat healthy, but what sort of healthy food are we talking about?
So we're talking about a proper balanced diet. We're talking about giving them access to fruit and vegetables.
How are they going to get that? Fruit and vegetables?
Sure. So what we have done as a part of the program, as I said earlier, was giving them access to fruit and vegetables. And in schools, we have food gardens going. In Port Elizabeth, we recently launched an aquaponics facility. And this is really very exciting because aquaponics is a combination of fish and agricultural farming. It is a phenomenal project with great innovation. It uses the phosphates that the fish give off to water plants on a grow bed. The water is filtered and it goes back into the fish tanks. So it's a round system.
So it's a circulation system, so you don't lose water, the fish get water, and the fish give water to the plants.
Absolutely. We get vegetables growing a lot faster, a lot healthier. We are saving water, electricity, we use solar. So it's a really phenomenal project.
And it's only in Port Elizabeth at this
So
point
the
in time.
aquaponics plant is in Port Elizabeth, but we are building a facility here in Johannesburg, in Soweto, and that we will launch later this year.
How big is the aquaponics farm, and how many people can you then feed through this system?
So it is a fairly substantial setup. Whatever vegetables we get out of the farm, we use in the school, so it depends on what crop is growing at the time. But we get a fair amount of crops growing at any given point, and that is used to feed about 20 to 30 schools in the vicinity of the facility.
20 to 30 schools in the area. That is absolutely phenomenal.
This supplements their normal nutrition in the meals that they get from their school. So it's ensuring that there is something healthy in their diet. There is some spinach or lettuce going into their meals. We found recently with the first harvest from the plant, we had lettuce and peppers and spinach and things. And when we took it to schools, some of the kids were actually amazed to see lettuce for the first time. They didn't know what to do with the product. So some of them for the first time had access to eating certain types of foods like lettuce and peppers, which is phenomenal. And I mean, it sets them up for their adulthood. It's something that they will always remember and take out from their education.
Who take care then of the aquaponics? Is it part of the buddies, what do you call it, the lunchtime buddies, or is it somebody that knows what to do?
So in Port Elizabeth, we have our facility at the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University. The team INMED, who is our partner, they look after the facility, but a great aspect of another part of the program is that we have students from the university who come through and actually do research and maintains the facility. We have a master's student at the facility at the moment who runs it, and he is doing his research on how to actively promote healthy eating and get crops from a system like an aquaponics facility on a commercial scale.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. Can this be duplicated in other areas?
Absolutely. I think it definitely can be duplicated. INMED has been pioneering this project across the country. There are a number of facilities that they have opened, and definitely it's a sustainable facility. It's an opportunity to teach and learn. So there's lots of benefits from this.
I thank you so much for joining us here in studio.
Thanks, Elvis. Lovely being with you.
That was Navisha Bechan-Sewkuran. Hope I got that right. From the Corporate and Government Affairs at Mondelez here in South Africa. Mondelez South Africa, that is the brand. Talking to us about healthy eating. What a lovely project that is. Maybe we can duplicate that throughout the country. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after that with your news.